All right. Hey guys, this is another question coming through. This is how can I get clients for getting work, freelance work, on PowerPoint presentations? Okay, so you want PowerPoint presentation gigs, right? Well, it's the problem with just focusing on PowerPoint is that there's all these other platforms that a lot of people are using these days to create presentations. I'll try and provide a list of them because I just can't think of any right off the top of my head. But there's obviously PowerPoint, and if you're trying to get these types of gigs, then the best way to show the client that you're good at these is obviously through building a really, really strong portfolio. And when you're building this portfolio, I would suggest to break it out by different industries, also break it out by different types of presentations, whether it's a slide deck or something like that for trying to get people to invest in the company. If it's for more, a product launch, if you're trying, depending on your niche here, you really want to craft the portfolio to kind of involve that in your brand. Like you really want to kind of be known, for something outstanding. It's a very, very competitive landscape when you're just saying, I want to make presentations, because there's a lot of people that are low level that can do presentations, but they can't do magnificent presentations. And what I mean by a magnificent presentation is not just the design, the way it looks, but the copy that goes into it, how you're articulating your points. So that type of functionality within a deck is super scientific, and there's a lot of thought that goes into these. One of the most successful freelancers on the platform, Evan Fisher, his niche is making slide decks and presentations and helping people get invested. And though that seems, niche, many people take that very seriously and will pay a lot of money to get funding for their company, right? So there's so many nuances that would go into a presentation or a deck for investors, because, they want to see specific things. So what type of knowledge are you bringing to the table in terms of presentations and data science and data display, and how to pique the interest of the people reading presentations? You can't just be a PowerPoint presenter and just say, okay, I can put some slides together, I can do mediocre graphics and things like that, because there's so much into it. So if you are of that high caliber, it's going to require a really, really awesome portfolio and personal brand. So I would get to work on doing that stuff. And if you don't have or had the clients that you did these presentations for yet, then I would basically set up different mock pretend companies and do the pretend presentations for them. I would invest a lot of time into your personal business here to be able to properly display all of the different things that you can do for the clients, because it's going to require that visual display, because you need to present yourself, right? You should be this expert marketer, or else they're not going to find your presentation of yourself attractive. Thus, they're not going to feel that the stuff that you create for presentations is going to be attractive. Now, once you get all of that stuff set up, then it's time to go onto these different platforms, put in the portfolio that you've already created for yourself, and start to build a corner on these platforms. But I would get there after you demonstrate this and can display a lot of this work, because you're not going to be able to just say to a client that you make presentations. You're going to have to show them the presentations that you've created in the past, and they're going to have to love the presentations, not just you. This is the type of work that it really comes down to what you produce. It's very little kind of consultative in a sense. Yeah, sure, you want to be able to outline these things and structure your points properly and everything like that, and there's some consultative ends to that, but really it's about the end product. So you have to be able to have that in display in your portfolio, or else no one's gonna select you. It's too risky to hire a person that makes presentations without a library of presentations that you can go in and say, oh, this kind of looks sort of like my brand or what I'm looking for and stuff like that. You need to be able to grab that from the shelf and say, here, I like what you did here, do it for me. And that should be what you need to get to if you want to really, take it to the next level here. Thank you so much for the question. Great question, and talk soon. Bye-bye.